Good evening and welcome inside Scotia Bank Center, everyone. Located downtown Halifax for the Halifax Hurricanes basketball. It's the number 8 and 7 Island Storm come in tonight for a showdown of the top teams at the top of the Atlantic Division standings. Vince Williams and my broadcast partner Matt Eliot will join me momentarily. Both of these teams played last night with two different results. The Canes with a very strong 48 minutes where they took multiple high double-digit leads and were tested in the middle quarters by the Niagara River Lions, but overcame those struggles and were able to run away with it in the fourth quarter. The Storm falling to a much improved Cape Breton Highlanders, who basically shot the lights out at Center 200 last night, Matt.
Yeah, and you have two teams here coming off of drastically different three-game stretches. The Island Storm have lost their last three, whereas the Halifax Hurricane have won their last three. They're going to look to keep that going. The Island Storm, with Coach Tim Kendrick, are going to look to get back onto the winning sheet and climb themselves back up in the standings in the Atlantic Conference, where they have fell from a tied for first place, I believe, and now down to fourth. Absolutely.
The Storm coming into this one 8 and 7, and as Matt mentioned, they are losers of 3 straight. The Hurricanes at the top of the standings in the Atlantic Division at 9 and 6, all on the strength of 3 straight, where they'll play the Storm once again here when they started that 3-game winning streak, where they went over, crossed the Confederation Bridge and went into the Eastlink Center and defeated the Island Storm over the holidays. And let's take a quick look at the starting lineups for both teams. For the Island Storm, number 1, Chris Johnson. Number 5, Kemi Osei. Number 6, Franklin Session. Number 13, Devon Maxwell. And round out the lineup and making his first start, number 24, Travis Eliot. For the Halifax Hurricanes, number 1, Tyrone Watson. Number 12, Cliff Clint-Scales. Number 14, Antoine Mason. Number 20, CJ Washington. And rounding out the lineup, the big man, number 23, Billy White. And we're just about set and ready to go here for this tilt this evening. Thank you for joining us wherever you may be. And the opening tip is controlled by the Canes. Watson hands it off the Clint-Scales. Watson picked up. Washington jumper, and that's money. CJ Washington opens up the scoring with a 14-foot jump shot, and CJ's been pretty much money all season long, Matt, from that distance.
Yeah, we were talking about that last night. He had a couple of really nice ones, almost exactly from that exact same spot. That's a good spot for him. You can't leave him open.
Eliot tries his hand at a jumper. That short rebound by White.
Eliot, the newest addition to this Island Storm team, signed just a few days ago.
CJ kicks it back out to White. Swings it over the CJ. He'll try his hand for 3. That's in and out. Rebound can't be controlled by Johnson. A second chance opportunity coming up. Clint-Scales thought about stepping into the 3. Billy fires for 3, and he knocks down the triple. So we don't usually see Billy that far out away from the rim. We usually see him on the left-hand side of the block, but he knocks down that triple. He looked rather comfortable hitting that 3 ball.
Yeah, he did. He doesn't take a whole lot. He usually takes about 1 a game. But, you know, he shows that he's got that distance now that defender's going to have to step out and guard that. He can't just sit back and wait for the drive.
Session now. Trying to go to work. Session pulls up, beat the shot clock, but was unable to get it to go. So the Island Storm not off to a good start. Trying to find their way in the scoring column. Jump shot. CJ had another good look on the baseline, unable to capitalize. Kemi now puts it up for 3, and he knocks it down.
Smooth shot.
Kemi Osei didn't waste any time pulling that jumper up and knocking it down. So nice smooth shot there by Osei. He gets the Island Storm on the board. 2-point deficit for the Storm. We are really early here in the first quarter between these two teams. Watson kicks it out to Clint-Scales. He'll put it up for 3, and he'll knock it down.
Lights out.
So that's 5 for 5 for Clint-Scales with the carryover from last night where he went 4 for 4 versus the Niagara River Lions. 14 points, 9 assists, and 3 steals.
Great game for him. His highest offensive output yet so far this year.
Hesitation, kicks it to Billy again. Billy thought about it. Nice hesitation inside. Beautiful pocket pass to Watson. Unselfish basketball there displayed by the Canes. And a steal, a turnover. Clint Scales. Mason puts it up for three. That's in and out. So the Storm dodge a bullet there.
Did they ever?
Rebound by Johnson, and he'll cross the timeline. Johnson puts it up for three. Shot's too strong. Rebound by White. Storm still trying to find their way offensively. Not a lot of movement in their half-court sets by the Island Storm.
No, not so far. And again, just trying to find their win probably right now. Canes move it around.
Mason, hesitation, floater. Can't get it to go. Tapped, knocked around, and Billy tried to save it on the side there. He stepped on the sideline, and that'll summon a few quick substitutions for the Island Storm here as Brad States and Torrance Dyke Jr. check in for the first time. 7-point lead for the Hurricanes. 8:45 left in the first quarter. OC crosses the timeline. Dyke Jr. thought about it. Pull up. Too strong. Rebound by White. Now this Island Storm come into this game minus the services of one of their best players. They're averaging 106 points on the season, Matt, and they're losing one of their high men in points per game, and that's Andre Stringer, who's out with an upper body injury listed day-to-day. That's 18 points, 18 big points from Andre Stringer that you don't have available to you on the road.
Definitely. It's not just points. I mean, they've got guys that can fill the basket that can make up for those 18 points with Johnson, Sessions, and Duvon Maxwell. But with Andre Stringer, you get that motor, man. He is a quick player. He kind of does everything. He was all over the court last time defensively. He can pass it. He even grabs rebounds for little guys. So it's 18 points, but it's a lot more than that they're missing.
Session one-on-one, and count it, and one. Session was able to take Billy White off the dribble in space. And you take a look at the replay there.
Yeah, he did a great step there to get around. Great take by Session. He's averaging 18 a game himself and 10 rebounds. Been one of their better players. Well-rounded.
Session completes the three-point play. So it's a 4-point lead now for the Hurricanes. Storm on a 6-0 run after going down 10-zip. Clint Scales knocks down another three ball. So Clint Scales continuing the hot shooting from beyond the arc.
6 for 6, 6 straight for him. He is really feeling it.
And you can see that stroke is, being put up with relative ease.
Yep.
As a foul off the ball called on Duvon Maxwell. Seeing the replay there, just catching and shooting.
And that's the key with
beautiful rhythm too.
Yeah, and he's not the shots that he's taking aren't forced shots, right? He's taking the right shots, and that's why he's getting them, such a high percentage. Bad pass there, unfortunately.
Maxwell with the steal in the open floor, and he's fouled. Attacking the rim by Billy White, so that's 2 on Billy.
Too early.
Team foul number 3, and Duvon Maxwell will go to the line to shoot 2. Maxwell on the season, he's their high man in points per game at 20. And he shoots the free throw at 64% on the season from Hampton University by way of Petersburg, Virginia.
And in case you were wondering, he is the former Mideast Athletic Conference Defensive Player of the Year.
I leave it up to you to find all those little intricate parts of their amateur and professional accolades.
That's what makes the game so interesting. Get guys from all over the place with great backgrounds.
Maxwell goes 1 for 2 on that trip. 5-point lead for the Canes. Nice move by Billy, and he's fouled.
Great step.
That first step was very explosive, and I don't think Maxwell was ready for it. He probably thought he was going to go to a strong hand and drive left first.
Yep.
But Billy crossed him up with the crossover and went right.
Well, he's a tough guy to defend because Billy can go right or left. So you can't be flat-footed. He'll catch you.
And that foul's on Kimi Osi. That's his first, team second.
Great inbounds.
Great awareness there by Clint Scales. It just seems like Clint Scales and Billy White just have that thing that they don't really need a whole lot of conversation. They just know where each one is on the court at any given time.
Yep.
The Session answers back with a nice spin move and
really nice take
at the rim. Washington now, right hand. Second chance, third chance coming up. Billy can't control it though. Knocked away from him, and Dyke Jr. comes back the other way.
Good hustle by Brad States to create that that deflection that got that ball. It looked like Billy was going to get that 50-50, but
Dyke Jr. finishes with the left hand. His first two, and Washington with the rebound, and he's fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line and shoot two. 4-point lead for the Hurricanes, 6:28 left in the first quarter. Gaines looking to go 4 straight and really put the Island Storm in a free fall as they come into this game losing 3 straight.
that's right. Looking to put some distance between themselves and the Moncton Magic as well. Magic have a tough game tonight playing the London Lightning, so Halifax can come out of here with a win. They'll have a little bit more breathing room at the top of that athletic conference.
CJ goes 1 for 2 on this trip. As OC closely guarded by Clint Scales. Session, cross-court pass to Dyke Jr. in tight. States now, spin move, and he draws the foul, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Former AUS All-Star for the UPEI Panthers.
Brad States from Bathurst, New Brunswick.
His second season in the National Basketball League of Canada.
He misses the first. State's a 52% free throw shooter on the season. And he misses both. Washington turns it over. States with the quick hands. Dyke Jr. back the other way. He loses the handle and turns it over. So an opportunity in transition for the Storm, as Tyler Scott will check in for the first time. And we have a timeout on the floor. Hurricanes up by 5, 16-11. So the pace, not as quick as we anticipated, with 2 very athletic teams coming into this contest. 2 teams that like to get up and down the floor and use their advantages in the transition, but we haven't seen that much early in this contest.
No, not yet, but I expect it to pick up. This is usually how the games start, a little bit slower. And of course the Island Storm, as we already mentioned, they're missing Andre Stringer. That guy's a huge motive for them. He really paces them. Him not there, yeah, naturally things are going to slow down a little bit, but I do expect the game to get a little bit quicker.
And let's take a quick look around the league and take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. The out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Ambassadors.
All right, so the St. John's Edge hosting the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans. Right now at the end of the first, the Titans are leading 29-24. Cape Breton Highlanders and the St. John Riptide are 0-0. That game is just starting. The other game we have going on tonight, the London Lightning will host the Moncton Magic. That game should start in about an hour's time.
And that is your out-of-town scoreboard.
Excuse me, sorry about that, Vince. I refreshed my computer here. Cape Breton is down right now to the St. John Riptide, 15-9 with 4:38 left in the first. But I was right, Moncton and London still haven't played.
So your executive producer a little slow on the wheel there.
Yeah.
And that's sponsored by Apple by way of MacBook Air. But your out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Ambassadors. There's a few highlights there in the early goings of this game between these 2 combatants, the Island Storm and the Halifax Hurricanes. Vince Williams, Matt Eliot, courtside for this contest. Halifax Hurricanes basketball, and thank you wherever you may be. You're tuning in. We got a great crowd on hand for this contest. Tipped out of bounds, and it looks like Kemi Osei. And for the great fans of the Island Storm or whoever is watching around the world, you get it right, Osei. Don't want to offend you or his family. So Kemi Osei is on the bench now. Checking in is Tyler Scott for him. 5-point lead for the Hurricanes.
It's a tough defensive.
Washington kicks it out to Mason. And Mason misses, and I told you that last name we're probably going to get it wrong, and somebody on the internet's going to try to correct us.
That's right.
We expected it for this contest.
Can always rely on that.
Highly anticipated when these two teams play, especially from the Island Storm. And we welcome the Island Storm fans. Thanks for tuning in. You're always welcome to the broadcast as Billy White finishes with the left hand.
Definitely. Some of the best fans in the league.
Very passionate and very vocal.
Wow, what a nice take.
Wow, lost my train of thought there. And as Maxwell lays the hammer with the right hand over two defenders. Maybe that's the spark that they need here offensively.
He has got a wingspan. Man, oh man. I don't know if we're going to see replay of that.
Last touch by Session. It'll be Hurricanes possession, and we're going to take a look.
Take a look. He's nowhere near the basket, but he still puts it in. Got that wingspan, you can do that.
Wow, Maxwell.
Great finish.
Beautiful finish at the rim as Devon Maxwell.
Ramel Brown checking in now for CJ Washington. He had his best game of the season last night, double-double.
Did some real solid work in a very physical matchup between the Hurricanes and the River Lions. See multiple players from both sides checking their face in between whistles. Maxwell with the steal now. He'll race back the other way, and he's fouled in the open floor by Antoine Mason. Mason totally disagreeing. As tonight's officials, Dave McGrattan, Spencer Jeffrey, and the crew chief, Ryan Lutz.
Yeah, you see the replay there. It looked like the right call.
And that's Mason's first foul, team's fifth. 4:27 left in the first quarter. Session, crossover, right hand, and he gets the roll. Nice move, breaking down the defense, an individual defense of Mason by Franklin Session.
How do you guard that? Mason's no slouch on the defensive side of the court.
They got a lot of guys that can go one-on-one with their defenders from the Island Storm. Session, Maxwell, Osei can do it a little bit. Mason there. And the one guy who's been devastating all season long that can go one-on-one is your guy, Andre Stringer, who's not available tonight.
Yeah. He's a lot of fun to watch as Andre Stringer, especially when he gets those isos or those one-on-ones.
Dyke Jr. with the left hand. Takes it strong, can't finish. Good rim protection there by Billy White. Rebound by Watson. Still a 5-point lead for the Hurricanes. Storm have never led. Brown kicks it out to Mason. Mason dribble drive, contact. Can't get it to go as Session scoops up the loose ball. He'll race back the other way now. Session, freeze, right hand. Drew the contact, didn't get the call. Dyke Jr. though with the second chance opportunity. He blows the layup in tight.
Wide open.
And that rebounds by Brown. Canes with numbers back the other way. Watson, and he draws the contact on Scott, and he'll go to the line to shoot two. So the pace starting to quicken up and down here between these two teams, starting to open up in the transition. Not a lot of quality finishes at the rim, but you can see here.
Must have got a little bit of body. There was certainly no reach.
Watson goes to the line.
This is numero uno.
This is the first. Watson on the season is a 76% free throw shooter, averaging 11 points, and he knocks down the second. So 1 for 2 from the free throw line for Watson.
21-15.
Hurricanes struggled last night from the charity stripe.
Sure did.
Jump shots no good by States. As Trinity Burden checks in for the first time.
Jeez, look at that hustle by Tyrone
Watson.
Watson. He earned every last bit of that.
And there's the flex. The Tyrone Watson flex that usually comes out in the third quarter for the fans. Session answers though from downtown.
Watson did a great job of getting himself to the basket and then getting that rebound among the trees. Getting that second chance points.
Still a 5-point lead for the Canes. Denny McDonald now checking in for the first time for the Canes. Denny, little too strong off the backboard. Session back the other way. Session pulls up. That's short. Battle underneath the basket for it. Nice save on the end line by Brown. Mason now, and he runs directly into Eliot.
And there's a charge.
And Mason's called for the charge, and that's number 2 on Mason.
Fans not happy about that. Let's check. Oh, there's Watson. You see that spin move. Gets into the basket. Gets his own rebound amongst the trees there. Great footwork and concentration to get it up, and now we're going to see the charge.
And Mason will go to the bench.
Does not agree with that. Mike Poulin.
He's got 2. Poulin, you know. Session looking for some contact on that last drive.
A nice job of Mike Poole to get his arm in there, because otherwise Session had beat him.
Zimmerman in. The Poole can't finish. McDonald tried to keep it alive. The rebound's corralled by Eliot. Maxwell now. He'll drive with the left hand.
Wow.
A nice beautiful scoop off the backboard there by Devon Maxwell.
So I'm saying, when you've got that wingspan, those shots, you can get that arc.
So Maxwell and Session keeping the Island Storm close here. Zimmerman, pull up, thought about it, but a good closeout.
Very good.
Fighting over top the screen there by Franklin Session. Forced that turnover by Taquan Zimmerman.
That's right, and a good job of the defender picking up Denny McDonald as well. He couldn't do anything either. That's who Zimmerman was looking for.
3-point lead. That jumper's no good. A battle for the loose ball picked up by McDonald. Just under a minute to go here. Poole, jumper. That's short, so both teams struggling a little bit down the stretch here in the first 12 minutes to find their offense. Maxwell with the pull-up. He had a good look. That's probably not his strength. Scott, though, tries his hand with that second chance opportunity, in and out. So both teams not really lighting up the scoreboard in the first 12 minutes.
No, they're not. I mean, it's a 23-20 score right now. So it's not like you're seeing no offense, but the amount of shots they're getting off compared to what they're hitting, obviously 2 different things.
Watson, though,
nice
right
take.
hand. That's a pretty much, you can mail that in when
Sure
Tyrone
can.
Watson barrels down the lane and nobody steps up to stop the dribble.
Can't blame them.
Especially with his right hand. Maxwell now, and he draws the foul on McDonald, and he'll go to the line. It looked like he was in the act of shooting.
So if they're going to give him 2, yes, they will.
Absolutely, Maxwell will go to the line, as you can
Watch
see.
Zimmerman's pass here. Watson, defender just couldn't get over quick enough. Easy layup.
Good 2-man game between Zimmerman and Watson. It's Watson will go to the bench now, and that last foul on McDonald, that's his first. Maxwell misses the first of 2. And he misses the second. So the struggles continue. Zimmerman holding for the last shot. He's got to hurry, and he took too much time to find Mike Poole.
And of course
Poole had the stroke, but Zimmerman probably about a second and a half.
Just
too
a bit
late.
Too late, yeah.
So he tried to make his mind up whether he was going to pass it or shoot it. So after 12 minutes, the Hurricanes lead by 5, 25-20. It's an up and down quarter in the first 12 minutes between these 2 teams.
Yep. Taking a look at the stats here, look at the rebounds. Halifax out-rebounding the Island Storm at 21-11. That's a pretty big deficit after 1 quarter of 10 rebounds, and significantly 6-2 on the offensive glass. Now Halifax, one of the better rebounding teams in the league, so it's no surprise. But if you want to win a basketball game, you can't have those kind of deficits.
And both teams struggling to shoot from the field. Hurricanes 40%. Island Storm 36%, and that equals 8 of 22 and 10 of 25. Both teams shooting relatively good from beyond the arc, though. 2 of 6 are the Island Storm, and 3 of 6 are the Halifax Hurricanes. The Canes currently on this 4-game homestand after coming off the road with 2 straight. They'll play 4 straight. They're in game number 2 tonight, and then the next Thursday, they'll welcome in to the Scotiabank Center. Next Thursday night, the St. John Riptide come in for the first time.
Yep.
And then next Sunday, it's the premier battle between these two teams in a matinee where they are no strangers to each other.
Yep.
The London Lightning make their first appearance at Scotiabank Center of this 2017-2018 season.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that game. Obviously, London Lightning, their big guy, Royce White, their number one guy. And what I'm interested to see in that game in particular, Halifax had a hard time with Royce White last year because they really didn't have anyone that matched his size or his ability. I mean, he's an incredible basketball player. He did get drafted in the first round as a lottery pick for nothing, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But so the word at the beginning of the year was that's one of the reasons they brought in Ramel Brown is because they thought he was going to be that guy that could at least body up with Royce White and add a little defense. So I'm really intrigued to see how that works out, how Ramel Brown plays him, if indeed he is the guy that they put on Royce White, or if they opt for one of the more athletic guys like Danny McDonald or CJ or someone of that way.
Well, I tell you what, he's going to get his chance. Because Royce White plays about 35 minutes,
that's right.
45 minutes a game if he's
right.
not any type of foul trouble, and he has an absolute motor, and he's a devastated finisher around the rim.
Yeah.
And he can do it in multiple ways. He can either, back you down and throw it down on you, or he'll beat you up the court, and he can go rim to rim and finish at a prolific rate.
He's a great player.
The defending MVP will step in to the gauntlet next Sunday afternoon. So back to the action here between the Island Storm and the Hurricanes, the start of the second quarter. Dyke Jr.'s shot is blocked by Ramel Brown. So the Storm start with Osei, States, Scott, Burden, and Dyke Jr. Reefer checking in for the first time for the Hurricanes.
Nowhere to go.
Mike Poole, Ronaldo,
like a 3 in the
Brad States was yelling for a 3-second call. Ronaldo was setting up shop inside that painted area. Rounding out the lineup to start this second quarter for the Canes is Zimmerman and Brown. Osei thought about it, the pull-up. That's short. Rebound by Poole. Poole loses the handle momentarily. He scoops it up, though. 5-point lead for the Hurricanes. They have never trailed in this one, excuse me. Poole with the blow-by. Teardrop, no good, though. Scott comes up with the rebound. Scott, he'll put it up for 3.
Wow.
He'll knock it down.
Get that one from Brunswick Street.
And that was in complete rhythm there by Tyler Scott. Nice look by Kemi Osei. And Scott can't shoot that ball from distance.
Got a few fans here, Halifax, Nova Scotia native.
Zimmerman can't find the range. Poole now. That's reversed to Zimmerman. Zimmerman barking out instruction. Looking for the screen. Dribble handoff to Reefer for 3. Reefer knocks down the 3. Timeout called by the Island Storm as head coach Tim Kendrick wants to talk things over.
Dixon kicks out to Reefer. Didn't get a hand up. It's an open shot. Reefer will hit it. St. Mary's University alumni. That's
a good look there for Reefer, and he caught it in rhythm. He didn't rush it. He was able to spot up and knock down the shot. And that's what this league's all about at the professional level. It's a make or miss situation. If you can't make shots, you won't be a pro for long.
That's right. When you get your opportunity, especially a reserve guy, you got to make the most of it.
And the reserves have been very good this season.
They really have, yep.
For the Halifax Hurricanes. At times, they have been the leaders when it matters the most in the offense and defensive categories.
That's right, and they were particularly big last night. Halifax wasn't getting the output from their scores that they normally get. Some, guys were lagging, but you had guys step up. Like we mentioned, Ramel Brown stepped up, and I was talking to one of the Halifax coaches before the game, Coach Joe Wells, and he was talking about that they were really happy with the game they got out of Denny McDonald. Again, didn't score a ton of points, but he's one of the guys who's all over the court. He said sometimes you even got to tell him to slow down, remind him that he can't defend everybody on the court.
So both of these teams taking their shots at each other, knocking down the deep ball from distance, trying to find their way offensively. The kids continuing to dance in the aisles here at Scotiabank Center.
Jersey night.
And that's one of the things that we see frequently.
Oh,
that
yeah.
It's a very fan-friendly and family-friendly atmosphere at Scotiabank. As you see that young man doing multiple splits in the aisles. And as you mentioned, it's Jersey night. A lot of jerseys, a lot of modern jerseys here of the modern-day NBA stars, and a lot of throwback jerseys as well.
Yeah, it's always interesting jerseys, see what people bring out.
Osei now, he thought about it. He'll pull up now, and he knocks it down. Kemi knocks down that shot, and he looks at the official, wanting some contact called there. Back door, Brown, the Poole, and Poole hits. And a traveling call on Kemi Osei.
Dixon with the inbound.
Still a 5-point lead for the Hurricanes, 9:35 in the second quarter. Dribble handoff to Poole. Poole blow by, floater.
Nice touch.
Poole makes it count. So good blow by as he was able to get by Kemi off the dribble. Just a step slow. And Ronaldo trying to deny Brad States on the roll back to the rim.
Yeah, they got a great pick and roll they ran. He was wide open. Ronaldo had to try and catch up, ended up making the foul. A little bit of a defensive breakdown.
And Brad States will go to the free throw line to shoot two. States making his second trip to the free throw line. He makes the first.
Can't get the second.
Yeah, can't get the second. Poole, jump shot's no good. Rebounds picked up by Dyke Jr.
Ooh, nice
Tricky
ball
dribble
handling.
in the middle of the court there by Dyke Jr.
Josie wanted the shot.
Osei
He's
for
gonna
three.
take it.
And that's in and out. Rebound by Reefer. So it looks like the offense with this lineup on the floor is definitely looks like it's going to go through Kemi Osei.
Well, he's got a nice shot. Certainly score.
Reefer, jumper, bang, he knocks it down. That's for two by Theon.
5 for him now. We're getting some good minutes out of him.
Yeah, he's 2 for 2. He usually gives quality minutes, averaging 12 minutes a game is the St. Mary's University product. 34-26 then. Dyke Jr. puts it up for 3. That's too strong. Rebound by Poole. Nobody crashing the boards for the Storm though. You got a very small lineup on the floor right now. Brad States, the biggest man on the floor. He usually plays either a small forward or power forward position.
They got him listed at 6'7". Do they have Brad States? I think they're taking a little bit of liberties there.
Checking in now is the big man, the newcomer, Travis Eliot, bringing some size for the Island Storm. Kemi can't get that one to go with the left hand. Poole back the other way though. And Poole runs directly into the chest of Brad States. So States sacrificing his body, stepping in and taking that charge. That's Mike Poole's first, team's third. Those are the type of things that a guy like Brad States does.
That's right.
Good defender. He can knock that a bounce there by Poole, so it'll remain Island Storm possession here. But Brad States brings that toughness, the ability to protect the rim with the shot blocking ability, as well as he'll sacrifice the body.
He sure will, yeah.
He'll step in and take that charge for the team.
Yep, he's a good player for them off the bench. He doesn't play intimidated. He guards whoever they put him on. He's been a pretty valuable addition to that team. Scott again from way out.
States, he'll try his hand from distance. That's in and out. Second chance opportunity missed for the Storm. Zimmerman back the other way. Poole in tight, and a two-handed flush to Ramel Brown.
Great
and
pass.
just Ramel Brown is always in that position to throw down the two-hander.
He had a few last night. Does a good job of getting to where he needs to be in the paint and in that block. And he benefits from knowing where to be, obviously.
Eliot, jumper, misses
Wow.
everything. Poole now back the other way. Back to Poole. Reefer. And he loses the handle and turns it over. So a turnover for the Hurricanes, but they do lead by 10, 36-26. Scott with the pull-up.
Very nice stroke.
He knocks it down. So 8-point lead now for the Hurricanes. Zimmerman kicks it out to Brown. He thought about it. Reefer, he'll put it up for three. It's too strong. Rebound by Osei. Osei with the pull-up. And he's struggling to find his range shooting. Taking a lot of shots is Kemi.
Another board for Brown. That's going to be 5 for him now.
Not a lot of accuracy, though.
No.
Zimmerman, that rattles in and out. Rebound by Dut-Dut.
And so nice they named him twice.
Checking in for the first time, so everybody has just about played here for the Island Storm. Both of these teams, as we mentioned at the stop, then Dut-Dut knocks down the jumper. The big man with some touch.
I'm going to see how many of those he shoots a game.
I don't know if it's Doot-Doot or Dut-Dut, I'm not sure.
I'm sure the fans will tell you any minute now.
We'll get an update. There's Poole dribble drive, and he is fouled at the rim. And Mike Poole would go to the line to shoot too. You can see
the replay.
Jeez, he is met at the rim.
Yeah.
He wasn't giving up any space there, the big man.
No, sir.
And a plethora of substitutions by both sides as Session and Maxwell check back for the Storm. The Hurricanes, Watson, Washington, and Mason looking to check in for Poole. Poole knocks down both. And that allows Mason to check in.
Poole took a shot, in case you're wondering there, folks watching this one, with what that big Band-Aid is on Mike's face. He took a shot last night in the paint, and it opened him right up.
Yeah, it was a hard-fought battle last night. Scott fires for three. It comes up short, though. Zimmerman, though, back the other way. Zimmerman. Washington inside the Ronaldo. He's double-teamed. Back door to Watson. Contact, but Watson finishes through that contact. Tyrone is just too good when he's in that close, Matt.
Yep. And the thing about that is he knows when to put the floaters up to try for the touch, and he knows when to go in aggressive. Decided against Dut-Dut, probably best to just put it up. Paid off. Red States will come off now.
Dyke Jr. checks in for the Island Storm, along with Billy White for the Canes. 10-point lead, the largest lead for the Hurricanes. 40-30, 4:38 here in the second quarter. Scott will inbound, 14 on the shot. Session, blow by. Closely guarded by Zimmerman. That's a tough shot by Session. He's still trying to find his range offensively. The Island Storm going to be successful tonight. Session and Maxwell really need to take over offensively.
Oh, definitely. You're still looking at 20 points a game from Maxwell and Session, averaging 18. Essentially, you're looking at 40 points a game. Add in the rebounds and everything else that those guys do. It's got to go through them.
And Zimmerman knocks down the three ball. Session, there it is.
Great take.
Nice dribble drive by Session, finish at the rim. As he was able to take Watson off the dribble. Washington driving in tight, and the big man not getting into any ground. And the last person off the bench for the Island Storm is Zach Bellier. Bellier coming in for Dot.
Got some good minutes out of Dot.
Absolutely, knocked down a jump shot. He made a
Couple
defensive plays there where he wasn't giving up any space. So you like to see those things from your reserves.
Definitely.
Billy
Nice
spin move.
By Billy.
Yeah, that was just a devastating spin move as he was able to use his body and spin off of Dyke Jr. here. Take a look at the replay.
Dyke playing him tough, not giving him anything, and then just great quickness by Billy. Not able to get the finish. Let's see if he can make these count.
And Billy rattles out the first, and the struggles continue from the free throw line as a team. Canes come into this game shooting 72% from the free throw line. And Billy's a 65% free throw shooter on the season. He makes one of two. It's a rare occasion last night where I said from both sides that any individual went to the free throw line and made both.
Yeah, both teams were struggling last night.
And they both shoot 73%. Last night they both came into the game shooting 73% from that. And a nice take.
What a great pass by Bellier.
Good pass off the ball. Good ball movement off the ball by Tyler Scott. Bellier.
You see the replay here. Bellier sees him streak into the basket.
Yeah.
Scott's just quick.
That's a beautiful bounce pass in tight there, and that's the third personal on Antoine Mason.
Not happy about it.
Yeah, Mason off to a slow start tonight. In some foul trouble, some foul difficulty, so he'll finish the rest of the half on the bench. Tyler Scott completes the three-point play.
Struggled a little bit last night as well, scoring, did Antoine Mason.
Picked it up in the second half, though.
Yeah, he did.
Must have been those New York Jet socks that he was sporting. Jets a second half team.
What's that?
I'm calling it a second half team.
Yeah, I guess so.
And a block at the rim there by Maxwell.
I was going to call him a second-rate team.
When a flush was coming up, but
Oh,
Maxwell able
that's
to
a
protect
charge.
the rim. And Watson, he can show you, he's showing you right there that's a charge. Just stepped in and took the body, took that contact by
See it here.
Devon Maxwell.
Oh, there's the pass.
There's
And
the
great
rejection.
defense.
Oh yeah, Maxwell, very athletic, was able to come backside there, and
And there's the charge. See, great job getting his feet set.
and there's the symbol for the offensive charge.
he had it out before he even hit the ground.
Compliments of Tyrone Watson.
Oh.
Alley-oop connection not there. Second chance though, and third chance, Billy with the tip. But the thing is with these alley-oop plays, the Hurricanes, very athletic team, but this Island Storm team are very athletic as well. As
That's
you can
right.
see that attempt
And they
was
got the
denied
guys.
on the first attempt there by Billy White, and that was Franklin Session.
Yeah, they got the guys athletic enough and long enough to get up and contest those.
As Bellier is called for the moving screen. And Spencer Jeffrey is not taking any
No, he's not.
guff tonight from Tim Kendrick as he tees him up. So the head coach of the Island Storm getting teed up by the officiating crew, in particular Spencer Jeffrey. As CJ Washington misses the technical, but they'll still gain possession of the basketball here.
Tim Kendrick is nothing if he's not animated.
Most coaches that are coming in here as the visiting coach are very animated with actions as well as comments directed towards everybody.
But one of the funner coaches to talk to before the game.
Oh, absolutely. 11-point
nice.
lead, Reefer. Oh, that was
Great
just beautiful.
Two-man ball there.
That was outstanding, and a really high basketball IQ attempt there by Reefer. He knew that that help was coming on the help
That's right.
line, and he didn't wait to hit the floor. All in one motion, was able to do the job.
Yep.
And Scott knocks down another three.
Very nice.
Scott can definitely hit that three ball. Hurricanes definitely need to run him off that line. He is a threat from that distance. Washington in tight to Watson, and yeah, that's Watson's game right there. It's pretty much a layup from that distance from Tyrone. Tyrone going to battle with Maxwell. Oh, and that's
took
right
that
off
right
the
in the
face. And Watson's back up though.
That doesn't tickle.
You can
You see the replay. Maxwell wants to make the save. Oh.
You can hear a pin drop in this place as they watch the replay.
Yes. He's right back up though.
Yeah, Tyrone's a warrior.
He's tough.
He's definitely not going to let that
He's tough.
affect his play, that's for sure. 1:31 left. Hurricanes still leading though. 12-point lead, 50-38. This deficit for the Island Storms, no laughing matter, that's for sure. There's a violation called on Storms Dyke Jr. It's Billy White looking for the inbound from Ryan Lutz, one of the officials. Trying to get this started here. The pace, they're very lethargic here down the latter parts of this second quarter.
Yeah, it hasn't been anything spectacular.
Torrance is called for the reach. A lot of foul calls and stoppage of play here. And that got a stoppage in play again.
Somebody
Looks like
lose
Dyke
something.
Jr. had some jewelry on.
Okay.
He left his chain on, so you need to take that off.
Want to lose that.
1:19 left in the second quarter. Reefer swings it to White. White tried to find Watson in tight. That's last touch by Velier. He tried to sell the call though. So 9 seconds on the shot clock. 1:13 on the game. Hurricanes by 12. As head coach Mike Leslie wants a timeout. He wants to talk this one over.
Billy confused as to why by the looks of it.
Yeah, well, nevertheless, they're going to talk things over here.
Yeah, guess so.
Regardless if Billy
Whether he likes it or not.
Head coach Mike Leslie has something else to say with 9 seconds on the shot. A very important possession underneath the basket.
Definitely.
Coming up. And we'll just take a quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard. The out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Emira.
All right, St. John's Edge hosting the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans. They are down right now. Kitchener-Waterloo leading 72-71 with 3:35 left to go in the third quarter. The Cape Breton Highlanders have the St. John Riptide in town, and right now the Riptide are handling them. 1:47 left in the second. The Riptide have a 47-29 lead. Obviously, the Moncton Magic and London Lightning, they'll be doing battle a little bit later on tonight. That game has yet to start. And of course, our own game, 50-38, Halifax Hurricanes leading here in Halifax. Just over a minute to go in the first half.
Great crowd on hand here at Scotiabank Center for this matchup this evening. Vince Williams, Matt Eliot, courtside as always, calling the Halifax Hurricanes basketball action. And lots of tickets still available for the two remaining games of this four-game homestand. If you're in the Halifax area, it's a pretty easy thing to do. Just look at their website at halifaxhurricanes.ca, or you can email them at info@halifaxhurricanes.ca, or call them at 902-377-3052. Shot clock dwindling. Watson's got to hurry. He gets it knocked away from him momentarily, and it's last touch by Devon Maxwell. It'll be 2 seconds on the shot clock here, 1:06 on the game. So the Canes need something going towards the rim here, and it has to be pretty much a catch and shoot situation.
Yeah.
Washington for three, and that's too strong. Dyke Jr. with the rebound. So the Island Storm did a good job of defending that last possession.
Yeah, great job. I was just going to say that the Canes had to settle for a shot that obviously way out there. Great finish by Maxwell.
Yeah, devastating finish with the right hand.
You see the replay. It looks like he hits his arm all the way in the rim there. Almost.
Clear the way. Maxwell's coming through with that one-handed hammer. I can't see that particular attempt being blocked too many times.
No.
Clint Scales puts up the three, though.
Finally goes gold.
Scott with the rebound, trying to get this deficit under double digits. Scott pulls up. It's short. Dyke Jr. second chance, though, and he gets the kiss off the window. 8-point lead now. Storm on a 4-0 run after that timeout call by Hurricanes Mike Leslie. Lob pass in tight. Washington shot is denied by Maxwell. Session at the buzzer.
Way off.
So that'll do it. First 24 minutes in the books. Hurricanes up by 8. But throughout that first 24 minutes, the Hurricanes had some runs. And so did the Island Storm. But it looked like the Storm was still trying to find their way offensively, trying to really find who is going to be the guy they're going to run their offense through. There's multiple times in multiple situations with the lineup that head coach Tim Kendrick had on the floor. Guys was just taking shots, really quick within their the shot clock, and really wasn't setting anything up, and it was just basically a one-on-one situation.
Yeah, they haven't found that go-to guy quite yet, and as well, Halifax is really owning them as far as the hustle stats go. I'm taking a look at them right now. Rebounding-wise, Halifax has out-rebounded them 35-21. Assists 12-3, but then you look at the second chance points in particular. Halifax has 15 to the Island Storm's 2. So that's really making a big difference in this game so far in this first half.
So first 24 minutes in the books, Hurricanes lead by 8. We're going to step aside, but fans, stay with us. You're watching Halifax Hurricanes basketball on the Halifax Hurricanes YouTube channel. Doot. And we're back. Back to the Halifax Hurricanes basketball. Just about to start the third quarter here. Hurricanes, Island Storm, Vince Williams, Matt Eliot courtside. Hurricanes with an 8-point lead after 24 minutes. And Canes will have control of the basketball to start the third here. Billy White thought about it, closely guarded by Maxwell. Watson, baseline, left-hand
nice
finish. Tyrone's been very strong this evening for the Hurricanes, and he's been strong since he came back off the IR, Matt.
Yeah, he has. He's been very efficient tonight. That puts him at 6 for 7, field goal-wise. 13 points.
Watson, very strong offensive game, and a battle on the baseline between Session and Washington. And it's a turnover for the Storm as Session was out of bounds. Clint Scales crosses the timeline, closely guarded by Tyler Scott. Scott, Maxwell, Session, Osei, and Eliot to start this third quarter. Whoop. Session with the turnover, loses the handle. Whoa, he controls it, and he turns it right back over to Mason.
That was a bit of an odd sequence.
Yeah, back-to-back turnovers for the Island Storm. And an easy deuce underneath for Washington.
Looked like he was going to pass it to Watson there for a second, but kept it. Good choice.
Did a good job to steal the ball, that is, by Session, but just couldn't corral it as it got away from him. Scott, hesitation. He thought about knocking down the triple. Maxwell, though, he'll go one-on-one. Jump shot's too strong. Eliot with the second chance and a putback. And this is the type of offense that we saw early in the first quarter from the Island Storm. Not a lot of ball movement, not a lot of moving without the basketball, just a lot of one-on-one. And that got them into trouble as Watson was able to back down Session. And that's a tough assignment for Franklin Session.
Sure is.
To try to go one-on-one inside that post.
Great D by
Maxwell
Washington.
gets it knocked away, though, by White.
He was
Come
looking
back
for
the other
poster.
way. And the alley-oop is denied at the rim from Mason to White by Kemi Osei. Osei didn't want to give up the highlight reel there in transition. So a good foul, I'd say.
Yeah, I'd say so. Really,
And
probably would have been a better choice for Mason to keep it. He looked like he had an open layup there.
he had the opportunity to keep the ball and go all the way to the rim. Head coach Tim Kendrick not happy. He didn't think that Billy was in the act of shooting.
No, he's not happy.
12-point lead for the Hurricanes, 10:02. It's early in the third quarter here. And Billy misses both, so an empty trip to the free throw line for White. Session crosses the timeline. He's closely guarded by White. And an airmail pass between him and
Just too high.
Maxwell. And that's the third turnover in the quarter for the Storm. So the Storm not handling the basketball in this third quarter.
No, yeah.
You do that too many times, that's going to come back to haunt you.
Kind of shoddy ball security at this point.
Mason.
10 on the clock.
Got to hurry. Washington backing down.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's a beautiful spin move, but a rejection at the rim by Eliot.
Coach Leslie thinks it was a goaltend. I don't know if
Wow.
we can see it on a rebound.
Good help on the help line there by Eliot
Really good.
as he was able to throw that one into the Hurricanes bench, but an outstanding move by Washington with that spin in the lane. And contact again off the inbound, and that's on Session.
See if he'll get two. He will. And folks out there, if you're wondering, despite the uncanny resemblance, there is no relation between myself and Travis Eliot.
Wow, I can't believe you brought that up. But yeah, there is not even close. Yeah, you're not relatives. Mason knocks down the first as Session picks up his second personal. And that's the team's second of the third here. And Mason knocks down both.
That's what you like to see, two in a
Wow.
row.
I was waiting for that. we haven't been too accustomed to seeing two free throws go down by any team in the last two games here. Session Crossover, splits the D
What a great
and
take.
finishes at the rim.
Wow.
Quick move by Franklin Session, and just like that, he's able to get to the rim and finish. Mason, he'll put it up for three. That rattles in and out. Scott with the rebound. Maxwell, he loses the handle, turns it over. Mason in the open floor, the White look for the flush, and Session tried to deny that opportunity, but went through the body first.
Yep.
Wow, that looked like it was going to be a very hard contact there.
Watch the replay here. Good job of Session of getting down and challenging, just couldn't get it clean.
As Eliot will go to the bench, and Chris Johnson. Johnson has been very quiet tonight. I'm not sure if he's
Very quiet.
Maybe he's injured or maybe.
Hasn't seen a lot of minutes either.
Yeah, like we haven't really seen a lot of action out of Chris Johnson.
One shot so far today, that's it, a three-pointer. He normally is good for 17, 4, and 2.
One rebound on the night, so Johnson, looking at Johnson to get things going here offensively. They need his offense, but he might be injured. Doesn't look like he's moving too quick.
No,
He ran by us here.
Still trying to get warmed up, probably. He has been on the bench for a little bit.
In the Island Storm, without the services of one of their better players, an Andre Stringer, who's not available tonight, and he's got an injured right elbow, and he's day-to-day. So that's an injured right elbow for all the fans there for the Island Storm, wondering where they haven't been able to see Andre Stringer. He won't be in tonight. He's not available. Johnson back the other way, and he finishes, but he is available.
Yep.
And it's down to a 9-point lead.
Nice finish by Johnson, big body. North Preston, Nova Scotia native, always has a few fans here in the stands as well.
White.
Bodying up.
Oh, and that's a foul on the floor called on Chris Johnson.
Coach Leslie was asking for it.
And that's Johnson's first. Team's fourth. Mason. Spin move.
Nice move.
Couldn't get the
Another
teardrop
touch.
to go. Second chance though. Washington with the left hand though. He'll make it.
Good job underneath by C.J. Washington. Halifax continues to own the offensive glass in this game.
And Washington, he has 7 now. 11-point lead. Johnson trying to go one-on-one.
Didn't work out.
Turnover. Mason. Oh, wow.
Great finish.
That was outstanding, man. That's tough to do, especially trying to avoid Devon Maxwell,
That's right.
who's a good defender in the open floor, and he looked to block that shot, and Mason able to get it to go. Johnson, back-to-back deuces off the glass, though. He's starting to heat things up, though. And an errant pass and misconnection between Watson and Mason. So both teams looking to run and get up and down the floor and use some of that athleticism. It's an 11-point lead, though, for the Hurricanes, 63-52. As you can see in that replay, man, what an outstanding job. And it was a 3-on-1, too. As Mason was able to avoid Maxwell. Maxwell, though, with the right hand, was able to take White off the dribble, and he's coming up.
He's coming up lame.
Limping.
I think he's going to have to come off.
He's hurt, and he's not in good comfort. He needs to be assisted right now. And Clinkscale's not happy about stoppage of play, but Devon Maxwell laboring right now, and it looked like maybe his right knee or
holding his knee. Yeah, not too sure what happened.
It's either the knee.
The replay might have been when he came down after that, because he came down hard after that layup.
Yeah, looked like a knee or a hamstring, but yeah, he's coming off.
Walking off under his own steam.
Trying. I don't think he's going to make it to the bench. You don't like to see this, but you hope that Maxwell's okay and he'll be able to finish the rest of this game. But, he's hobbling. He's in a lot of discomfort right now and a lot of pain, as you can see. It's either that right knee or he's pointing to the knee. And that's not a good sign.
No, it's not. I hope for his sake and for the sake of the the Island Storm that he gets better quickly. For the sake of the league, really, he's an exciting player to watch.
So Dyke Jr. will check in for Maxwell. Torrance trying to stay in front of White. White lost the handle, turns it over eventually. Osei in transition, right hand.
Great
Session
follow-up
with the left hand tip. Clinkscales, Washington, right hand finish, count it, and one. So Washington will go to the line to shoot the and one. Clink, the beautiful in tight pass to Washington off of that pick and roll mat, and Washington didn't make any mistake as he was able to battle through the contact, and now he'll go to the line to complete the three-point play.
One of Halifax's more reliable scorers, C.J. Washington. Good rebounder as well.
And he completes the three-point play there. So Washington, he's got 8 now. Maxwell was starting to get things going offensively for the Storm, and Session turns it over. No, it'll stay the same way. It'll be 11 seconds on the shot, 5:52 left. Maxwell was 5 for 9 from the field with 11 points, and he was starting to heat things, get things going offensively. And those are the two guys that we spoke about.
That's right.
In the first 24 minutes that need to bring their offensive game to the forefront here if they have any chance of beating the Halifax Hurricanes. That's Franklin Session. Session's doing his part. He's 7 for 12 from the field with 16 points. And DeJuan Maxwell, as I mentioned, 5 for 9 with 11. But, Tyler Scott chipping in off the bench too with some big
That's
11
right.
points as well. 2 for 5 from downtown, but they just need a little bit more. In the last few possessions too, Chris Johnson coming on. He's 2 for 3 now, and he has 4. They need Johnson scoring.
That's what I was just going to say, is that as well as Maxwell and Session, they really need to get more out of Chris Johnson. Now, he didn't play a whole lot of minutes in the first half. There may be a small injury, that may be something we don't know about. But a guy that can grab you 17 points, bring you 17 points a game, you're going to want to get a little bit more out of him. They are getting a good game out of Tyler Scott. He's already over his his season average with his 11 points. He's also grabbed 6 rebounds, so he's contributing nicely for them, helping them stay in this fight as they are down right now 66-56 to Halifax.
And let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. The out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by PepsiCo Canada.
All right, with the game just about over in the St. John's Edge are winning 105-99 over the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans. That one looks like it's in the bag, only 16 seconds left. With down in Cape Breton, the St. John Riptide still having the way with the Highlanders, 67-45, the Riptide lead with 4:11 left in the third quarter. The London Lightning hold a 32-22 lead with just over a minute left in the first quarter against the Moncton Magic. And of course, our score here with 5:50 left in the third, 66-56, Halifax Hurricanes lead.
So coming into the timeout, Johnson will inbound for the Storm. Dyke Jr. now, he's got to go, under 10. Shots denied,
Great defense.
Knocked off the backboard there by Billy White. Dyke Jr. got the step. Billy got the recovery and knocked that shot off the backboard. Outstanding defensive play by White.
Very good, and that's one of those when you go with that scoop layup, you expose it to getting swatted off the backboard with something with no arc. That's exactly what CJ did.
White now, spin move, kicks it out to Watson. Watson, right hand finish, forget about it. Silky smooth move by Tyrone Watson. He's not going to knock down the jump shot or even attempt the jump shot. So if you're going to close out, you better close out in control.
Yep.
Session now, right hand. Session's got 18. So Session continuing to pour things on here in the third quarter to keep the Island Storm relatively close. Still a 10-point lead. Clinkscales, left hand, in tight, Washington. Can't make the layup as he was bothered at the rim. And a foul in the open floor, and that's a reach called on Watson. Pretty good call there and pretty good play by Watson as the Island Storm had numbers coming back the other way.
Yeah, I can't fault him for that. That's only his first foul, too, so he's got him to give. Why not? But how about that pass by Clinkscales? It's unfortunate that Washington couldn't finish.
Yeah, that's what you get in that two-man game, especially off the pick and roll. Clinkscales is lethal. If you're rolling back to the rim and you have some space, Clinkscales will find you.
Oh, yeah.
The captain amongst the league leaders in assists, the turnover ratio in the National Basketball League of Canada. Always amongst the leaders.
Sessions looking for a screen.
Session. Johnson now. Now he'll try to go one-on-one with Watson. Johnson's shot's too strong. Second chance opportunity though. Dyke Jr., left hand, and he finishes. So they're staying with this strategy, this one-on-one type of offense in the half court of the Island Storm. They're sticking around, hanging around in this one.
That's right. That's a matchup I'd like to see a little bit more of, offensively and defensively, is Tyrone Watson versus Johnson. Two big body guys that know what they're doing with the basketball.
Watson tried to beat the shot clock. He almost got that crazy shot to go. More of a circus shot there, as it looked like he was looking for one of his teammates down low, and then a closeout by one of the Island Storm defenders denied him that opportunity, and he had to put it up.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. I think he was looking to dish it, couldn't do it.
So Zimmerman and Brown check in for the Hurricanes. Canes lead by 8. They have never trailed in this one. Osei, he'll put it up for 3. That shot is no good. A battle between Brown and Eliot for the rebound. Brown comes up with it. Watson in tight to White.
Nice
and
finish
he pretty
by
much can put it on the board when White gets that ball that close to the basket.
A great pass by Watson to thread the needle there. Billy streaking.
Eliot, spin move, jumper, short. And it looks like a rebounding foul, and that's on.
Looks like it's going to be on Zimmerman.
Zimmerman. So he kind of undercut Franklin's Session there. Session, step back to Session. Right hand, finish. Yeah, Session's just too tough when he gets going.
He's having a game.
Just too tough to guard. Session has 20 now.
I tell you what, he's not built like a tough player. You know, he's not a huge guy, but man, he plays tough. This Franklin Sessions. He plays strong.
Very athletic, and very quick to get to the rim, and if you don't close out on him, he has the ability to knock down the deep ball.
Great.
Dyke Jr. will come out, States will come in, and Theon Reefer will check in for Tyrone Watson. 8-point lead for the Hurricanes. Canes trying to push their record to 10-6. Zimmerman's jumper is no good.
He's been quiet tonight too, is Zimmerman. He's only got 3 points.
Johnson taking Reefer off the dribble. And he's called for the blocking foul. But was it in the act of shooting? I'm not particularly sure. And it looks like it is in the act of
Gonna
shooting.
give it to him?
Johnson didn't think it was in the act of shooting as he was trying to get to a spot on the inbound. And they correct it and they get it right as they come together, the officials. Ryan Lutz, Dave McGrattan, and Spencer Jeffrey.
Will be an inbounds.
And Osei inbounds the Session. Osei off the baseline. Ran into the double team. Johnson, though.
Nice finish by Johnson.
Johnson with the right hand.
Good
a little bit of
finish.
animation there by Chris Johnson. He's got 6 in this quarter. All 6 points on layups is Chris Johnson. Starting to be aggressive and bring his offense to the game. White, though, spin move with the left hand. It's no good. Session back the other way, looking for Osei. Osei, that shot is way off from beyond the arc. And he's continuing to struggle to find his range from beyond the arc. Not sure if that's a shot for him right now. Reefer for three, in and
out.
out. Rebound by States.
It's a good-looking shot.
Session back to Ose. And that's more of a shot that he can handle, and he's frustrated. And he's
going to get teed up.
Wasn't happy on the last trip down. Thought he got fouled from beyond the arc. And then thought he got fouled on that drive. And he took his frustration out verbally on the officiating crew, and he got teed up. So he'll go to the bench, and Tyler Scott will check in for him. And Denny McDonald will check in. And it looks like, not particularly sure, it might be from Ramal Brown, but we'll know after the timeout. And fans, just to remind you, the upcoming games here at the Scotiabank Center. 2 more left on this 4-game homestand. As you can see, the January the 18th, next Thursday at 7 p.m., the St. John Riptide make their first appearance here at Scotiabank Center. The Riptide looks like they're getting it done down in Cape Breton at Center 200. The Highlanders able to knock off the Island Storm last night in a shootout. But in the following game, the game that we are highly anticipating, is when the London Lightning come in on the 21st, that Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock matinee. And this building should be rocking, and the fans definitely in attendance will be in for a good one, as the first place London Lightning 9-0 winning streak right now, and they're looking to stretch it to 10 versus the Moncton Magic. But we'll get straight to the out-of-town scoreboard and let you update the fans. And the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Bounty Print.
All right, so it is a final. The St. John's Edge have beat the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans with a score of 109-99 in St. John's. Right now, at the end of the third quarter, the St. John's Riptide have a 77-55 lead over the Cape Breton Highlanders in Cape Breton. And in London, the London Lightning, with 10 minutes or so left to go in the second, have a 40-33 lead over the Moncton Magic right now. And of course, the game you're watching, Halifax Hurricane, have a 6-point lead right now, leading the Island Storm 70-64, 71-64.
So Taquan Zimmerman knocking down that free throw, and that was the technical by Kemi Ose. It was rather frustrating. Now he's having a heart-to-heart between him and head coach Tim Kendrick, trying to settle him down. Still need him down the stretch here.
Yes, they will.
Just over a minute to go here in the third quarter. Zimmerman, the Brown, Reefer, right hand, can't make it. McDonald gets the rebound, loose ball on the floor, scramble. Johnson comes up with it, 2-on-1, back the other way, and States lays it in.
Smart basketball.
71-66 now, Hurricanes still leading. Backdoor Reefer. Mason puts it up for three. Bang, he knocks down the three. Antoine Mason knocks down his first three ball of the afternoon, and Mason's got 9. Struggling a little bit to find his shooting form throughout this game, but he had a wide open look and a finish at the rim off the spin move.
That is a
through
pro
the
level
contact
finish. Wow.
by Franklin Session.
Look at that. You see the ball moving there by Halifax to Mason. Gets the open look, makes it count. 9 points for him on the night.
Session completes the three-point play, a devastating spin move.
Just a great finish.
Back the other way was Franklin Session.
Sessions doing all he can with Andre Stringer being out. And now with Duvon Maxwell, obviously he's going to be out. I'd say he's likely out for the game.
Zimmerman's three's no good. Rebound by Session. Sessions got 23 points, 10 for 15 from the field. He's looking to go one-on-one versus Zimmerman. Session for three, it's too strong. Knocked away and a fast break the other way. Oh, just before the gun. Heads up play though by Zimmerman, but not enough time left for Mason to complete the flush back the other way. So a 5-point lead for the Hurricanes, but the Island Storm, they had a little bit of an answer there, but the Canes answered back in that third quarter. So back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
And the guys that supposed to step up are starting to step up to the forefront, but the Halifax Hurricanes, 12 minutes to trying to get 4 straight here, Matt. What would they need to do to complete this?
The Canes got to keep playing their game. They got to keep going to the guys that are producing for them right now. Tyrone Watson, Billy White, C.J. Washington. No surprise to hear those names. But as well, like any team, they're going to rely on their bench a little bit. But really, if Halifax wants to win this one, especially if you're looking at where they're with points in the paint, right now, actually, the Island Storm leads with the points in the paint. They've got 46 to Halifax's 42. So those guys really have to get active both offensively and defensively if they want to keep this win.
And that is a rarity when it comes to points in the paint. Halifax usually dominates their opponent with that particular statistic. For the Island Storm to be right there with them is the reason why they're only down 5 points here. And they're minus a few key bodies are the Island Storm. And Franklin Sessions' play in that third quarter was pretty much outstanding. But also, the Halifax Hurricanes also got an outstanding effort too from Tyrone Watson. He's got 17 points. He's 8 for 10, and he's pretty much been unstoppable inside the painted area.
Yeah, he's been awesome today, like you said. He's playing super efficient, 8 of 10. He's got 4 rebounds. He's got 4 assists. He's only got 1 foul, 17 points. He's been the big man today for them, so they're going to need more out of him. But back to Franklin Sessions, he's been great this whole game. Those points in the paint, a lot of the points in the paint are Franklin Sessions. You think points in the paint, often you think the big men and the guys in the post. Really, it's Franklin Sessions driving, getting into that paint, and producing for them.
So we're just about ready. It's set to go here in the fourth quarter. Hurricanes lead by 5, 74-69. A good crowd on hand on a Saturday night where it's not very nice outside, but it's particularly nice inside here at Scotiabank Center. Vince Williams, Matt Eliot with the call courtside. The Island Storm trying to stop this 3-game losing streak as they will head back to Charlottetown for an afternoon tilt tomorrow afternoon. As they will take on, it looks like, take a look at the schedule here, they will take on the Riptide, I do believe.
Here, I'll get that for you there. Let's bring her up tomorrow.
St. John will go in.
Yep.
And visit the Island Storm at the Eastlink Center. And return the sender by Ramel Brown as he blocks Tyler Scott's attempt at the rim. McDonald. McDonald with the jumper.
Oof,
no good. Session had it. Couldn't secure it. Last touch by him, and it will remain Hurricane possession, but 9 seconds on the shot clock as Taquan Zimmerman will inbound. Mason, right hand, contact, can't get the call, but Ramel Brown's there to clean it up.
Great follow-up by Ramel Brown.
Session, double team as Ramel Brown can all the way out. So that's a pretty good move. So you can see a little bit of the strategy by head coach Mike Leslie. That's a pretty good idea to try to double team Franklin Session and get the ball out of his hands.
I'd say so.
Johnson now in the corner to States. States with the right hand. Too strong off the backboard. As Danny McDonald did a good job of stepping through and forcing that errant shot at the rim. Zimmerman, Mason puts it up for 3, and Mason knocks it down.
His second of the game.
Mason puts it up and in, and Mason starting to get things going offensively in this second half. He has 12 now on 4 of 12 shooting. And Chris Johnson rattles home the triple, answering back.
Shooters roll.
And Johnson, he has 9 in the second half now. Johnson was pretty quiet in that first half, not a lot of minutes, and Brown answers back as he was able to beat Eliot in tight. No relation to you.
Nope.
And
Great pass
Ramel
by
will
Zimmerman.
go to the line to complete the three-point play. Zimmerman with some pretty nifty passes in the last 2 possessions, zipping them in there.
Last couple games, really. Yeah, he unleashed a few real nice passes yesterday as well.
As Ramel,
Well-rounded player.
Zimmerman trying to find his shot. Struggling a little bit in the last 2 games, but he's been doing it other ways, contributing to the team.
That's right.
Johnson crossover, and he loses the handle as he tried to blow by Theon Reefer. Turns it over. 9-point lead for the Hurricanes. Just over 10 minutes here in the 4th quarter. Zimmerman off the screen to Reefer. Swings at the Poole. Poole with the pull-up. That's a tough shot for Poole. He misses the rim, hits the
he rushed that a
backboard.
little bit.
Session back the other way. Poole trying to stay in front of Session. Session forces the foul on Poole, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
It's a tough defensive assignment for Mike Poole, but he's the guy that you're going to put on him. He's one of the better defenders Halifax has.
And that's Poole's second personal, team's first. Session can't knock down the first free throw. As Franklin on the season comes into this game shooting 76%, and he knocks down the second. Session has 24 now.
Nice steal by Osei.
And he makes the left-handed layup. So good steal and finish at the rim for Osei, as he was able to avoid Theon Reefer. Reefer tracked him down but couldn't get to him in time.
Nope.
Poole with the pull-up.
Nice.
And that's a shot right there in rhythm. That was an even tougher shot, as Brad States was able to stay with him, but Mike was able to beat the defense with the tough jumper. Eliot tries his hand at the jump shot. Not sure if this is the stage of the game where you want Eliot taking shots, and Brad States is down, and he's in a lot of pain right now, holding his right ankle.
And that came out of nowhere. I think he just rolled it as he was moving backwards. There was
So
no one around him.
The adversity starting to pile up for the Island Storm, already without the services from Duvon Maxwell. Now Brad States is not available, and he looks like he's in a lot of pain holding that right ankle.
Yeah,
Let's hope that Brad States is not in a lot of pain that's going to not allow him to finish this game.
Show Mike's replay there.
Yeah, that is a tough shot there by Mike Poole.
He has got one of the nicer looking jump shots on this team. Unfortunately, he hasn't been able to get him to drop like he did last year. His numbers haven't been great. However, it is a textbook stroke.
As States will go to the bench now, and he's being
Walking
assisted
off
by the Storm training staff. And that'll summon Torrance Dyke Jr. into the game for him. McDonald, he bangs that one off the back of the iron. Denny's a 70% free throw shooter on the season. And he misses both. Loose ball, 50-50.
That's going to be Halifax ball. Great hustle by Ramel Brown.
Now Ramel Brown going after that 50-50 ball between him and Eliot. Last touch by Eliot. And a timeout on the floor.
And as a coach, that's what you love to see, the guys hitting the floor for those loose balls in tight games.
83-75 is the score with the timeout on the floor. So
we've got some jerseys coming out now.
Up and down, a lot of jerseys, a lot of different jerseys. Got a J.C. Tremblay jersey, Tom Brady jersey. Who's that? Mariota jersey.
Yeah.
And a Blue Jays jersey. Not sure what's going on in that.
Bautista.
Jose.
Yeah.
The great Jose Bautista, no longer with the Blue Jays. And we got Steph Curry, Golden State.
You see Little Swish wearing the Kobe Bryant jersey.
And Big Swish wearing his own jersey.
That's right, yeah.
And I got my jersey in the bag.
Yes, you do.
The Golden Knights
Very
Malcolm
nice.
Subban jersey.
Yeah.
You want to sport that, buddy?
No, I forgot. I forgot that it was Jersey Day. As I was telling you, if it had been, I'd be wearing my Mariano Rivera.
So it's Jersey night. Here is the theme here at Scotiabank Center. Good crowd on hand as
Very
usual. And fans, if you're just joining us, thank you wherever you are for joining us here for Halifax Hurricanes basketball. Matt Eliot, Vince Williams courtside here with the action. The Island Storm trailing 83-75. The Storm have not led at any moment in this game. They've had multiple injuries to key players. Brad States just checked out. It looks like an apparent right ankle injury.
Yep.
And just before States checked out, Devon Maxwell went down with an apparent right knee injury, and they already were without the services of one of their top players and one of their top point getters, and that is Andre Stringer. He wasn't available at all tonight as he's nursing a right elbow injury, and he's listed day-to-day.
Right.
So a lot of adversity for the Island Storm the rest of the way as Tim Kendrick continuing to shuffle this lineup and use multiple lineup situations in key situations here, and it's going to be very tough for them to break that 3-game losing streak.
Yeah, definitely, and it's especially when you see, it's tough on, obviously tough on players' bodies playing professional basketball. 3 games in 3 nights, because obviously they're playing tomorrow as well. So you think Coach Kendrick is probably a little bit worried about that, given that he's so short-staffed tonight.
Second chance opportunity coming up. Dyke Jr. draws the contact, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. So a missed shot down the other end coming out of that timeout by the Hurricanes. As Torrance will go to the line to shoot 2. We'll cut into this lead. Torrance, a 52% free throw shooter on the season. And he knocks down.
Sub coming in.
And Watson will step into the game now for Theon Reefer along with Billy White. He'll check in for Denny McDonald. So 8:33 left, 83-77. Looks like the score here between the Canes and the Storm. This is shaping up for a very exciting finish.
Yep. As you said, that the Storm haven't had a lead once in this game, but they have been in the game the whole way. Will not go away.
White, pull up. It's short. Rebound by Osei. Kenny, he'll pull up. That shot is short, and he's continuing the struggle from the field with his jumper. Osei, 3 for 12 on the night. Osei kicks it out, though, to Johnson. Johnson, he'll put up the 3. That was a tough shot as Watson was able to close out all the way. Watson now looking to run in the open floor. Did better by holding up, and he'll get into their half-court set of the Hurricanes. Watson now trying to back down Johnson, kicks it out to Zimmerman. Shot clock way under 5, he's got to hurry. Poole will put it up. Poole can't make it.
Great rebound.
Good rebound by White.
Great use
and,
of the body
and
to get
one.
space.
Billy
job.
White getting great position inside. Eliot there was able to outduel him.
The bigger Eliot.
Drew the contact on Eliot. Now Billy will head to the line to complete the 3-point play.
We did a good job after he grabbed that rebound. Let's see if we can see it here. The highlight. He'll grab the board. Now look, he uses the body, gets some space. He's able to get the foul, and he makes it and one.
So a 9-point lead for the Hurricanes. Just over 7 minutes to go in the 4th. Session, spin, kicks it out to Osei. He reverses to Dyke Jr., and Dyke Jr. finishes with their left hand at the rim.
A clear path to the rim there.
So it looked like Osei had a shot there to knock down that 3 ball, but he did well to reverse it to Dyke Jr., who had a better opportunity at the goal. And
Yeah,
he was able to capitalize.
Especially when you're having an off shooting night.
And Ramel Brown looked like he was trying to posterize Eliot there off of that bounce pass in tight by Watson. And Ramel looks like he's bleeding somewhere. You know, looks like that right.
Oh, he's bandaged up.
Yeah, that right elbow all bandaged up there in that pink tape, but his shorts are all bloodied up on that right side as Eliot will take a seat for the Island Storm. As Dot Dot will check in.
Good.
Brown hits the first. Brown not known to be a prolific free throw shooter.
No, he's not.
44% on the season. And
Look
he
at
hits
that.
both.
2 in a
Jeez, he
row.
right the ship from last night.
Hey. Yeah.
Last night was a little bit of an adventure from the free throw line for him,
That
but
wasn't pretty.
he made the adjustment in tonight's game. Session kicks it out to Osei. Osei will fire the three, and that's in and out, and the struggles continue for Kemi. But he's getting encouragement from his head coach, Tim Kendrick, who's gave him the sign to say, keep putting it up.
Well, sometimes if you got a guy that can shoot, you got to keep shooting. Nice.
Pulled the Zimmerman, though. That was a beautiful finish at the rim as Zimmerman was able to beat his man, and Mike Poole cutting without the basketball with the right hand. Session inside the Dot Dot. Kicks it out to Dyke Jr. He has nowhere to go. Session now. Pull up. And that's in. Session. Rattle it. It's that one home.
Nice.
Mike Leslie wanted too many steps on Session.
Poole wide open.
Poole puts it up. And that jumper's good. Mike Poole, back-to-back shots there. Mike Poole
That's what you like to see.
contributing off the bench.
Puts him into 12 points here. Mike Poole, let's just check this. He's at 12 now, yeah.
Dyke Jr. with the left hand, though. That's no good. Billy with the rebound. Back the other way. Poole's open for three. Thought about it. Blow by. Kicks it out to Zimmerman. Back to Poole. Poole with the tough shot. Fade away. Can't get it to go, and it looks like it's last touch by Dyke Jr. A good hustle for that loose ball by Ramel Brown. Forces Dyke Jr. to knock it out of bounds. 11-point lead for the Hurricanes. 5 minutes left in the fourth as Mason will come back for the Canes. Zimmerman will go to the bench.
Great hustle by Ramel Brown. They're really getting a lot more out of him now. Starting to put more plays through him. He's getting a little bit more minutes, a little more run, and it's really paying off. He's on the edge here of another double-double with 12 rebounds and 8 points. He's also got 3 assists to go with that. Playing a really good game of basketball.
Poole now. Pull up.
He's feeling it.
Poole. Wow, Mike Poole. Mike Poole starting to take over here offensively for the Hurricanes. It's been all Mike in the last 2 minutes.
Halifax getting a really quite a balanced scoring today. 17 from Watson, 16 from White, 14 from Poole, 12 from Antoine Mason, 10 from Washington, and 8 from Brown. Spreading it all around the court.
Chris Johnson answers back with the 3 ball. And the deficit's at 10 now. Mason loses the handle, but he's fouled from behind. And that's on Kemi Osei. That's Kemi's 4th, team's 5th. 4:22 left. Canes still leading by double digits. 14 on the shot. Mason trying to go to work one-on-one on Kemi, and he does. Draws the foul on Kemi again. Now he'll go to the line to shoot 2 as he was in the act of shooting.
That should be 5 on Kemi, I believe. Not a deep bench for Coach Kendricks.
Absolutely
right now.
not. Tyler Scott still sitting on the bench. Not sure why it took so long for him to check back.
Especially after the first half he had.
Yeah, Tyler Scott had an outstanding first half with 11 points, but you know, with the shooting struggles of Kemi, you'd think that Tyler Scott You know, who's been pretty, he was on, he was doing well when he had the opportunity to knock down shots. And Tyler Scott is more of a, natural jump shooter, pull-up jump shooter. He can create off the bounce, and he can knock down that three ball more so than Kemi Osei. Now, we've seen Kemi in limited action, but from the basketball that we have seen throughout this season for both of those men, Tyler Scott looked like he'd be naturally fitted for that role.
Definitely, I agree. At least to get more points, to get a little bit more run than he's got this half, especially with the close game.
Rebound by Ramel Brown, so empty trip for the Island Storm, and they can't afford too many empty offensive trips. White now in tight to Ramel Brown, and Ramel Brown makes no mistake. So that was a nice pass received there by Billy White. He was able to keep himself in bounds and find Ramel Brown on the baseline.
And as usual, Ramel Brown, right place in the right time.
Johnson, though, starting to get things going, man. Johnson heating up. He hits that jump shot, but where was that offense in the first half? I'm not sure whether it was either he was injured or it was just that he wasn't in any type of foul trouble, but
got lost on the bench.
Well, nevertheless, it's kind of hard not to get lost on a bench that's not deep. I see more people in civvy clothes than actual playing clothes down on that bench.
Yeah, short men.
So Session will go to the bench along with Dyke Jr. As Bellier, along with Burdine, will check in.
Burdine.
Mason, are you checking that?
Checking to
make sure the last name is correct.
Oh, and it's dot is pronounced doot doot.
That's what I said in the first half. Oh my gosh, I can't win, man.
We'll get it right, folks. We'll get it right.
It looks like doot doot to me. Was I saying doot doot? And then somebody correctly said it was dot dot. I'm not listening to the internet anymore. So you fans over there at the Highland Storm, I want to make sure I hear from family members.
From the man himself.
Of Dude, I'm going to actually ask him after the end of the game here, because I thought I had it right in the first half, and then I got raked over the coals for not saying it right. Scott, though, for three.
Oh, that was nice.
Connects, and right on cue, Tyler Scott. Now, I'm not sure, this might be a little too late, but it was 3 minutes, there's lots of time left. Tyler Scott has been very good in this game when it comes down to big shots and big situations, and that's his third three ball on the evening. He's got 14. Brown, though.
How many of those have we seen in the last 2 nights?
A lot. We've seen it all season long, actually. That's just been a trademark for Ramel Brown. Watson with the beautiful feed in tight, though.
It's his second straight double-double for Ramel Brown, really coming on for these Halifax Hurricanes as a valuable player.
And Bellier, he's fouled by White. And Bellier will go to the line to shoot the 2 free throws, as Ramel Brown, the beneficiary off a beautiful feed in tight by Tyrone Watson. And that's what Watson does. After a while, when he's able to beat his man individually, he'll draw that double team.
Yep.
And usually that double team's coming from the guy on the off wing. And if that guy on the off wing gets to the lane, he'll get that opportunity just like Ramel Brown did.
That's right.
Every single time. As Bellier misses the first of 2. And Bellier with an empty trip, he misses both. So a costly empty trip for the Island Storm, as they need every point right now, as we're in crunch time, winning time for these two teams. 2:20 and counting here in the fourth quarter. Hurricanes lead. Mason, and he is fouled, and it looks like the reach will be called on Tyler Scott, as Antoine Mason will go to the line to shoot 2. Dot will come out. Doot, sorry. Oh, damn it. Doot will come. Game is Kemi Osei.
We'll get it.
Checks in. And Mason hits the first. You were running quick too. you were right there. You're fast. You didn't.
I don't want you to suffer the wrath.
Oh, I've already suffered the wrath. It's too late. Mason knocks down both. I anticipated the wrath coming into this game. 103-89, Hurricanes lead. 2 minutes left. Scott for three. Short. Rebound by Poole.
Poole's had a strong game today, 14 points.
Brown running the floor. Good catch by Brown. Back to Poole, left hand. Wow.
Just all working for that set tonight.
Easy does it in transition. Everything going the way of the Hurricanes down the stretch here.
Yes, sir.
And a deflection and another turnover. Brown making the difference. Back to Brown. Brown looking for the flush. He looked for the alley-oop. He was looking for Lob City there from Tyrone Watson. You can just see it in anticipation to try to bring the roof off of this thing.
And it would have come off.
And it's up to 18 now. And a foul on Antoine Mason in the open floor, and a collision between him and Kemi Ose. So you can see in the replay, unselfish basketball there. A little bit of an errant pass, but a good, nice corral there by Brown.
Nice shot by Ose.
Kemi gets the floater to go, but that might be a little too late now.
Dare say, minute 30 left.
16-point deficit. Hurricanes basically trying to use all the shot clock on every possession now. They're in no hurry to get into their offense, as it look like they are going to push their record to 10-6. Poole for good measure. Jumper's no good. Rebound by Vellier. Johnson, he'll put it up for three.
He can hit it.
Johnson in and out. Kemi with the rebound. Contact. Can't finish through to contact, but he'll go to the line to shoot two. 1:02 left in the fourth here. 107-91. Hurricanes have led throughout this one, Matt.
Yes, they have.
I mean, there was some times where the Island Storm had an opportunity to get all the ways back. They cut the lead several times to single digits, as much as less as 5 points, but they just didn't have enough offense to get over the mountain. Just enough offense to get over that hill. And it's hard to do when you have three of your best players unavailable.
That's right. Missing a lot of points, a lot of points.
Mason now, he'll hold it. To White, to Watson. If you're going to foul anybody, I'm not sure you can foul any one of these guys. If White finishes at but by the way they've been shooting those free throws, pretty much can shoot it, grab anybody, but they've done a good job in the second half of this game of capitalizing from the free throw line.
And Ramel Brown with a steal.
Poole to White. And fittingly, that it's the birthday boy, Mike Poole, making a difference in this fourth quarter. It's Mike Poole's birthday along with
Brian Rouse,
Brian Rouse's
yes,
birthday as well. So happy birthday to Mike Poole and Brian Rouse. And right on cue, I mean, Mike Poole was the difference down the stretch in this. There was a time where the Storm were making a run and Mike Poole stepped up.
Turned it
on. It was 4 straight possessions. Poole was able to provide that offense.
That's right, finishing with 16 points and 8 rebounds. Great game from him. He's a guy that can be streaky, but man, when he starts scoring, he's dangerous.
You love his jump shot, that silky smooth jumper in the mid-range from Mike Poole. Mason beat the shot clock, bang, explanation point, and that's just salt in the wound right there.
He took that from Salter Street.
That is salt into the wound, and that'll do it. Johnson with the layup, but it's all over in this one. Mason just tried to get the shot, beat the shot clock and not take a violation. Didn't mean to put it in.
He took it from far enough out that you can't fault him.
But it went. 114-94 is the final. Hurricanes and a decisive win here down the stretch, as they just basically, it was a game of attrition, and the Hurricanes were on the other side of that attrition as multiple key players for the Island Storm went down and one player not available in this contest. So tough matchup for the Island Storm in their second straight game in a back-to-back for both of these teams.
Yeah, that's right. They ran out of players and they ran out of gas. Second game in as many nights. They got another one tomorrow. This kind of score is not indicative of what we're going to see in the future. Believe when the Island Storm have a full healthy team, they give a good run every time.
So the Storm will put their record at 8-8, so they're at 500, and they're struggling. They'll limp their way back over to Charlottetown, where they'll welcome in the St. John Riptide tomorrow afternoon at the Eastlink Center. But on the flip side, the first place Halifax Hurricanes push their record to 10-6 and win 4 straight.
That's right.
So that'll do it, folks. For Matt Eliot, I'm Vince Williams saying so long, and we'll see you next Thursday night when the St. John Riptide come in for the first time here at Scotiabank Center. Thank you, and have a good evening.